represents. When your soul has such a yaqeen and certainty in your physicality and in your Islam, Allah what happens when the soul and the body come together? The birth of a child will come. Means the birth of your inner reality will come. That inner reality is your maqam al-ihsan. Your maqam al-ihsan is the real haqqaiq of paradise. Your Islam, it lived a life to sacrifice money, property, time, efforts, everything. Your iman, when it has immense yaqeen in you, Allah grants a immense faith for that servant. And the faith that opens for them is the realities of maqam al-ihsan, that they worship as if they see Allah, and if they don't see Allah, Allah sees them. But it started off with they worship as if they see Allah, so they see what they have to see. These are not blind people in maqam al-ihsan. Because their Islam is a continuous fight, their soul has a yaqeen and certainty and believes, as a result they have a peace within their being. And Allah granted for them a birth of their reality. And this Mawlana Shaykh would teach in a different way and said that they would go to the graveyards and they would say, this shaykh he's 2, this shaykh he's 5, this shaykh was like 40. And the student is walking with the shaykh saying, wait, I don't understand. He was 88 on his tombstone, he was 98 on his tombstone, and he was 107 on his tombstone. Said, no, that was his dunya age. He didn't get his insan and maqam al-ihsan, he didn't get his yaqeen. And by the time he got it, it was only 3 years old since he reached the station of maqam al-ihsan. So in his haqqaiq he's only 3 years old. So it means all their life they struggled for this maqam al-ihsan to open. And this is the reality of our inner reality. That when this well of Hajj, when Mawlana describes this 7 Safa and Marwa, what's happening in these 7 Safa and Marwa? Each movement symbolizes your path to your highest reality. Your tawaf in your names of who are you in this Divinely Presence. Each time you're passing the black stone means every time you're passing Prophet sitting on that Kaaba, you're testifying to each name that you have. You have 7 names and 7 paradises, and all of them under the sultanate of Sayyidina Muhammad, and that we're asking that we have to achieve these names in the presence of our sultan. And from Safa and Marwa, these are the springs of the reality of the servant and the youthful innocent that will be born. When? From maqam al-ihsan, the 7th one. What happens on the 7th one when Sayyidatuna Hagar is the slave of Allah, which is the most beatific title. Not the cousins make fun of these titles thinking, why? Because they always thought that you had to be wealthy to be a Prophet of God. So every time Allah sent them a slave as a Prophet they killed him. Say, why you didn't choose from our wealthy people? Because Allah doesn't care for your wealthy people. But what then the servant of Allah struggled in Allah's way, and on the 7th what happened? Kick the ground that I'm dying. I need something from your paradises, we will die here. This is our whole life, struggling until Allah released the Kawthar from the earth. The Zamzam is from the source of Kawthar. So that why? Your struggle will be accepted, your maqam al-ihsan will be nourished from my Kawthar, not from your dunya, not from anything you eat and drink from this dunya. Your perfected being in your inner reality, its source of food and nourishment It's sort of bathing and whooshing as well. Kawthari, it's from the Kawthar. They achieve their 7 springs, they achieve the reality of Safa and Marwa. It's not an exercise in running, but it was what we described as your life is to struggle. Don't care what the victory is, Allah knows what victory is. So, I'm doing nothing opening, but who cares? Who said it was supposed to open? You were supposed to Safa Marwa, Safa Marwa. Allah knows when is the victory. When He grants the victory, what He grants, the fountains of Kawthar open upon your entire soul and your maqam